Hey, where are we?
This is my version of We Outside.
Welcome back to another episode of Solly's Vlog. We are talking a little bit about a fall recap of 2021, and my first stop is my trip to Seattle. Now, as of July of 2023, I'm actually a Seattle resident. I moved there this summer, but we're gonna talk about the fall of 2021, where I took my friend Katie to go see Gabriel in Dresden and a few sights and sounds of the city of Seattle. Seattle's nickname is the Emerald City, so that's very important to remember if you think about the Wizard of Oz and a couple of other key components. But there's lots of things to do in Seattle. You have the Space Needle, which we'll mention about in future vlogs. You have Chihuly Garden Glass. You have the Ferris wheel that's located at Elliott Bay. You have Puget Sound. You have ferries. You have mountainside views. You have Kerry Park. There's so many great things to do in Seattle, not to mention the nightlife in itself. We're going to talk about the Gabriel in Dresden show, but I wanted to give you a brief rundown of a couple of things that are some sights and sounds and eating places you should check out in Seattle and neighboring areas. One of the things that I like about Seattle is I love the Pacific Northwest, and there's a lot to do. This particular trip, we went to Kerry Park and we went to Chihuly Garden Glass, which are located close to the downtown area. There's a couple of eating places that I would highly recommend that you should also check out. Zeke's Pizza is one of them. Zeke's Pizza is not only located downtown, but there's a couple of locations throughout greater Seattle. I'm a pizza lover, so if a city has really good pizza, I'm going to go find out what's the pizza spot. The Zeke's Pizza, very good spot. Another place that you should check out is Jollibee. Now, Jollibee is new to the Seattle area, and they opened a store at the South Center in Tukwila, Washington, which is about probably 20 minutes south of Seattle. But Jollibee, I discovered it when I was in the Philippines back in 2019. Really good food. If you're into fried foods and fried chicken, this place does it right. You'll love it every single time. Katie and I went, absolutely loved it. Snapped a few pictures, obviously, of course, because the food was good. There's lots to do when it comes to the nightlife, and we're gonna actually, after we talk about a couple of things in the next two episodes, we're gonna focus on one of my favorite clubs in Seattle, Q Nightclub. But I want to mention, being from Indiana, it's kind of a landlocked state being in the Midwest, so there's not a lot of views. I would kind of maybe include Brown County or a couple of places in downtown Indy that I think have breathtaking views, but I grew up in Indiana all my life, so to come to the Pacific Northwest is quite a culture shock. Katie is from Indiana as well, so this was her first trip to Seattle, and there was a lot to do. Kerry Park was something that I had never heard of before, and we're going to mention that in the next vlog and talk a little bit about that. But there's a lot to do. It's not all just nightlife. You have beaches, you have mountainside views, you have the ferry, you have the monorail, you have all of these wonderful things in the city of Seattle that make it great. Now, here's the thing. Most people don't realize between the fall and winter months that it rains a lot. So if you're somebody that doesn't like rainy weather, I would probably suggest taking a visit to Seattle in the spring and summer months. Between Memorial Day and Labor Day is a really good time for you to visit the city because there's not a lot of rain. But so far, I'm a person, I love the rain. So if you go in the fall and winter months, bring a really good pair of rain boots. Trust me, you'll need it, and a really good rain jacket. But overall, this was a really good trip. This is the first time that I went with somebody to Seattle since the Christmas of 2020 with my sister. But I got a chance to show Katie around the city and introduce her to one of my favorite clubs in Capitol Hill known as Q Nightclub. That's going to do it for this episode of Solly's Vlog. Make sure you click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel.